entirely is because, okay, well, if I make it closer, let's try. Well, I will have to hold the computer this way. Well, the sound is loud and clear. That's beautiful. Hotep Senu Hena Senut Tiren Isha Kandugu Kemet. How you doing? We already have inspired one in the place to be. Hotep and E. How are you? I hope everything is well. Well, brothers and sisters, I have an hour. So take advantage. Some of you have never gotten a chance to holler at me, so feel free. I just want to use this opportunity to speak to the people. Earlier, I spoke with a brother from the East Coast. We had a nice discussion. And if any of you would like to get on the panel, then you are welcome. And as a matter of fact, there's a few people who don't agree with me. There's actually a few people who don't like me. Well, seize the opportunity. Now, I'm aware it's not the same when you have to take accountability by showing who you are. You know, you need to be identified. For those who don't know, if you want to get on the panel, and I have shared the link, by the way, it says invite link in the chat and it is pinned, which means that it is at the top. But for those who wonder when I'm mentioning the chat, it's very simple. Um, Now on YouTube, the chat I think would appear automatically. If not, then you should have the button for the chat. But I think when the person is live, it appears automatically. Then when the live is over, you need to click on the chat button so you can see the messages. Now, if someone happens to use a PC, not a mobile phone or tablet for that matter, if you use a PC, so you have the desktop version of YouTube, then the chat simply appears on the right hand side of the video. So I usually share the invite link when I'm live streaming. Hey, we have our brother Anthony Harris. How you doing? You brothers are some early birds. I mean, I don't know how it sounds in America, but in English, in England, they have this saying, this expression, early bird. Um, yes, you realize that it's not the same when someone has to show his face and take accountability for whatever he may say, because here's your opportunity. You know, if you don't like me, you can call in and ask me questions, and you can try to have me on the ropes and corner me. You know what I'm saying? You can try to avenge. You can try to avenge the pseudos for their recent death, scholastic death. Of course, I don't wish any harm on them or any other people. As a matter of fact, you know. Okay, there might be some people that I wouldn't mind if something happens to them, but that's like the pedophiles and all that. You have to watch out, Claudia, because my wife gonna see that. She's gonna take it the wrong way. You know, but I understand it's just a message of appreciation. So yes, recently some pseudos have been. Let me try to be diplomatic, because it's not like I'm rejoicing or celebrating. I mean, I knew there were pseudos. Okay, well, honestly, I didn't know the other guy was pseudo. I knew the fake linguist was pseudo, but I didn't know. I knew the other guy was kind of, on the side of the fake linguist, but not that much, not to the point of repeating the claims like that, and then looking ridiculous when he's asked to substantiate the claim. But it is what it is. Usually we take huge L's like that when we are younger, you know. But sometimes, if you sleep up, then you get a wake up call, so they can always do better. But taking an L has happened to the best of us. I'm sure we all took an L, and we're supposed to, try to, be more careful the next time. So whoever was pseudo at one point, if they go from being pseudo to making claims that can be substantiated, then it's all good. It's progress, you see, and it's good to progress. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I have a feeling that the pseudos will continue with their claims, but it's like It's a lost cause, or it's a lost cause already, but it's on them. Like I said, when you have groupies who are willing to buy your books and buy your products and take whatever services from you, and you just happen to just make stuff up, then more power to you. More power to you. You and some people might move to metaphysics and numerology. You know what I'm saying? 4 plus 3, 7. There's 7 days in the week, and if you multiply, you know, there's all sorts of areas for pseudos. You know what I'm saying? There's metaphysics, there's numerology. You know what I'm saying? There's new age medicine, alkaline water. We have all these people. Well, not all, but we have a few people who will tell you that they can cure all diseases. You know what I'm saying? There's some for everybody. And we have the people who don't like to learn, and they would just dismiss scholars. Many times they would just dismiss the European scholars as if they were only European scholars. I mean, we have scholars from all around the world, but they are kind of stuck on the European scholars. They don't understand that a scholar, no matter where he is from, no matter what his background is, he will not come to the public and make a fool out of himself. He has peers. He doesn't want his peers to laugh at him. He doesn't mind if his peers say, well, I don't agree. And actually, if we look at this evidence and that evidence, it's not conclusive. All right, okay, well, I'll look for something else. But to come up with exotic claims, they don't want to go through that. You know what I'm saying? They were trained to make their arguments using methodology and sources. So, how you doing, brothers and sisters? Feel free. And Claudia, I don't think I've ever seen you on the live stream. But once again, if somebody has never said holla, has never come before to holla, and if somebody has come already but want to holla at me, like I said, I have a well, now I have about 52 minutes, so almost an hour. Now Claudia is asking, oh, what doesn't he show? Shaka, have you heard of Jacob Hudson Carruthers? I saw his name in an Obenga lecture. I looked up his I've heard about him, but I'm not familiar with his teachings. And I forgot if he was the one who introduced Obenga when it was a lecture time, or if it was Asa Hilliard. I forgot. But I heard his name quite a few times. Oh, Claudia's camera shy. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's not for everybody. And we had an era of scholars, really. But a lot of times when people are gone or people are old, that they are kind of appreciated. Their work is kind of appreciated. Even with the rap music, when Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z was released, it was not immediately considered a classic status. But over time, yes. And I think it was the same with Nas's Illmatic. It was surely well appreciated at its release, but it's after some time that it gained the legendary status or classic status. You see? But to think back that, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, Chancellor Williams, we have a picture of the three of them, and those people used to kick it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but anyway, Sheikh Anta Diop went to America. There's an interview of him. He had a translator with him, a lady, and Sheikh Anta Diop met some African American scholars. You see, Theophilo Benga lived in America, and he was teaching at the university. So we have those scholars who who are familiar with each other. I understand that many of our people just love the easy route, and they don't really want to study. They don't really want to learn. So they just love linguistic acrobatics, linguistic gymnastics, wordplay, interpretation, all that kind of stuff. It appears they are making us pay dearly to read our scholars in the future. It's scary. I don't really think it's that. Some books have been out of print for a very long time, so the price will be dear, you know. So this kind of stuff happens. This kind of stuff happens. And we have to be selective with our reading because there's only so many books that we can read in a lifetime, you see. Now, unless somebody is balling like that and he doesn't have any 9 to 5 and he's self-employed, and not just self-employed like being a contractor and having to be at different places, but particularly those, for example, who will do stuff online, or are just making money online without having to be present. With some people, they came up with a system of goods and services, and they have a lot more time, so they will have an opportunity to read so many books. But for the most part, we are limited in our timing, particularly when we have a family. So we have to be selective, you see, because many times I hear about brothers and sisters who tell me about books that they read, and it's really new age pseudoscience and all that, and I'm like, well, it's a shame, but it is what it is. And it's good to read from experts, from specialists, from scholars, or at least people who have studied a particular field for a long time. um so we have established that whoever claims, well, you're appealing to authority, you're referring to authority, it's a smokescreen. There's nothing wrong with appealing to authority. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather appeal to authority than appeal to pseudos. Some people prefer to appeal to pseudos. And the thing is that if you appeal to pseudos, then you recently had an example of what can happen. Public embarrassment. Embarrassment is a better word to use than humiliation. It's just embarrassment. Because we have some scholars in the community who make a claim, and after 3 hours, after almost 4 hours, they can substantiate their claims. It's quite embarrassing. If I was me, I'd be embarrassed. I'd reconsider my life and my ways. I would reconsider my methods and all. You know what I'm saying? And being a groupie is not good. And being a fence rider is not good either. Before, I used to say, rule number one, no fence riding. You see? If you agree with somebody's claim, then you might as well say, okay, that's his claim. I kind of agree with it. But if you push in somebody's claim when it's time to show and prove, you are not in a position to do that. Well, you just embarrass yourself for the sake of somebody's personal opinion. Claudia wrote, the Oxford dictionaries you mentioned, I looked them up years ago and they were $600 to $1,000. I was actually talking about the Oxford History of Ancient Egypt. That's what I was talking about. It was not an Oxford dictionary. There's no need to buy an English dictionary because you have Webster that I use a lot. You also have Cambridge. So I don't really see a need, to get any of those dictionaries. And now with our smartphones, even if we are not on our computer, it's very quick to look up definitions of words, in the English language. Now, in foreign languages, it's a bit different. I'm aware that a lot of people use Google Translate, but it's really approximate. I mean, it can be helpful for a quick search, But the sad thing is that when it comes down to it, a lot of our people don't want to spend any money on literature, no matter the field. You know. So, oh, is that one the Oxford History of Ancient Egypt? You didn't see it for that price because I think what was it? Is it Oxford University Press? Hmm. I would be surprised that it's out of print. Oxford History. They even have the Oxford Illustrated History of Ancient Egypt. Now, I will use Amazon.com. It's on Amazon.fr. So Amazon.com. Go to books. Put it there. Oh, $20. $20. So not out of print, just there. Claudia Barton has a Spanish and French dictionary. So you study in French, are you? I thought when you put those French words that you just looked up a few words just to greet me in French. Now here I will share the link to you where you can get it for $20, and that's brand new, not secondhand. Maybe you got the title wrong and it showed a different book. Oh, the link is too long. Okay. Let me remove the link first from the chat and then put a shorter link. So, hold on. Okay, I've got the short link. There it is. $20. You're welcome. Now take this opportunity, brothers and sisters. I have about 40 minutes left. So feel free if you want to say what's up. And once again, those who don't like me, those who hate me, those who disagree with me, also welcome to holler on the panel. Take this opportunity. You might embarrass me, you might humiliate me, you might avenge every pseudos that I ever came across before. Sometimes people are part of a group or part of a team, and they feel like, man, you know, he he washed my man up, and I want to defend my man. I want to avenge my man. You know what I'm saying? Now is your opportunity. Feel free. It doesn't have to be drama. We can talk like grown men who have respect for each other. You know, because some people are on such high horses, you cannot even ask them a question. They are so high and mighty, they are not even worthy, or you are not even worthy of asking them any questions. And people will come up with stuff like, "Oh well, we had that discussion already. We already talked about it." So since it was already talked about, then that's it. Their word is final. And for those who don't know, whenever I'm live streaming, any topic can go. Feel free. We can talk about languages. We can talk about history, culture, current events. Kevin Samuels just passed away. Apparently, it looks like he was not a hoax. It looks like it was not a fake news. And sadly, I've heard that some women are celebrating, and at least do that privately. But for people to celebrate his death publicly because he said some stuff that did not suit some women, it's not a good look at all. Because we have to keep it real. As much as some men take advantage of women, there's some women who are taking advantage of men. So, and a lot of women don't like to hear truth. When they ask, "Oh, did I gain weight?" If you dare say yes, they're angry at you. Why did you ask a question then? Like my friend told me, my friend who's in the UK, now it's for a lot of women, it's feelings over facts. But I will leave it there because I don't want to. It's very sensitive when you talk about male male versus woman issues because a lot of time you will be labeled as misogynistic. You see, but we do have some feminist sexist movements that are very detrimental to not just to men but to families. You see, you know, I went through that when I made the steps to the tribunal in order to have my son. Uh, the disrespectful statements that were made towards me by the judge is crazy. When I think back about it, because I was taken by surprise. But when I think back about it, man, if I was ready for the statements, I would have said or done something that I would have regretted. But the lack of respect, just because you are a man, is incredible. Now, Boom wrote, "How are you, good brother?" I guess he meant to say, they say, "Still sharp and still, and you all have done a good job this week pushing the information that goes for both sides." Yeah. Well, on the other side, I don't really know what information they brought forth. They had a main premise. They actually even wrote a book about it, but but it's all good. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. It's all good. It's all good. But the main thing is that Kim, after a name stands for black, and black stands for black as we understand it today. The color doesn't mean completion. It doesn't mean a title. That fact. I hope is established for most people because we have a lot of our people that don't know the Medu Neter. So when they will hear long-winded pseudos who are well spoken, they might be impressed and they might feel like, well, I guess it might be true. But no, it's not true at all. It's not true at all. So keep it pushing, brothers and sisters. Take advantage. Take advantage. See, if I make a mistake about something, I don't have a problem saying, I was wrong. I made a mistake. It will not make me lose sleep. It will not make me lose sleep. And really, I would prefer to put Medu Neter in the title, but I've seen the result. When I put Medu Neter, who wants to learn the Medu Neter? When I put hieroglyphic, then a lot of people feel like, man, I don't want to learn it, so I'm not going to get on live stream. But that's my main focus right now. That's my main focus, to have that group for the Saturday, and then we'll see for other days. But we need enough people. But I would like to have a group on Saturday at 11 p.m. EST, so that we can learn the Medu Neter together. Just a group of 10. I have a few people ready to get on board, and I told them as soon as I have the 10 people, then I'll get back to you, because out of the 10, some people will eventually give up. So I want to start with 10. That's my main thing. That's my main focus. So then in the future, when people will try to get slick with some weird claims, exotic claims, then they will be able to say, no, 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 I studied language. It doesn't stand for that. Now, Boom wrote, Chem equals black. Chem equals dark. It works that way in my languages as well. The word for black can be simultaneously used to refer to any dark color, including blue or brown. What are your languages, brother? I mean, the pseudos, man. Yeah, but it can have other meanings. There, it means the black. How far do we need to go when we know we have the term the black? Oh, it's a title. Okay, what's the title? I don't know. Well, how do you know it's a title? Because I said so. All right, okay, I get it. Because that's my opinion. Because that's my thesis. That's my hypothesis. And you should accept it. You must accept it, or else you have comprehension issues. You are referring to authority. You are appealing to authority. You don't read. Read my book. uh, some people's ego, some people's egos will be their downfall. I'm telling you, man. All those brothers and sisters who don't know the Made in Nature, even that guy who was on the large platform, that Moorish guy, showing a glyph, the glyph of the arm, talking about that's Allah. Some of our people don't know the Made in Nature, so they might be like, oh, well, maybe there might be some truth in that. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people are not aware of that video that I have refuted 10 years ago. It's entitled Allah is not in pre-dynastic Nubia temple of Ptah. When that video came out, people lost their mind. A lot of people thought it was true, it was real. And the guy who uploaded that video, I mean, you should watch my video. Back then I had um the first video, Allah is not in pre-dynastic Nubia temple of Ptah. Then I had Allah, I forgot, probably Allah not in hieroglyphic, nail in the coffin. But at the end, the title said nail in the coffin. But now all of the two videos are together, so it will last about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Actually, if you do the search online, Allah is not in pre-dynastic Nubia temple of Ptah. You will see a few brothers who have uploaded that video, and you will see that it's like 10 years ago, or maybe 11, 12 years ago. But you will see that it goes way back. And in the video, that's 20 minutes or so, it was really initially in the video, nail in the coffin. And I think it goes back to the time where there was a 10 minutes limit on YouTube. But anyway, the guy that uploaded the video said at one point, oh, this is not hieroglyphic, this is pyramid text. That's what the dude wrote. He wrote that the text from the artifact is not hieroglyphic, but it's pyramid text. As if pyramid text is a different language than hieroglyphic. I mean, some people are just, oh man, I'm telling you, this statement is just so foolish. So foolish. It's like man, I don't even need to give examples. It is hieroglyphic all the way. Now, okay, Boom, I thought you meant when you wrote your languages, I thought you meant that you spoke a few languages, that's why. But those are the different languages. Um, well, I presume I'm not familiar with those languages. Now, Boom wrote, you all did a great job, good brother. I'd like to see how you all conclude it. You'll all greatly appreciate it, and I think I speak for many when I say that. Uh, well, the conclusion has been made already. Came after a name, at least on the artifacts that we have seen, that would avoid them looking for an escape route. It stands for black, period. It just doesn't understand I'm sorry, it just doesn't mean a title, you know. Nobody can claim that it means a title if they cannot tell us what the title means. Now, at one point, I heard, oh yeah, but what does the name mean? What does the name of the king mean? Doesn't matter much in this argument. But yeah, it's established, it's established. We have a whole community of scholars, whether they are specialists, experts or not. But the specialists, for the most part, agree, you know. And let's presume that the majority of PhDs in the world don't agree that it means black. Luckily for us, they agree that it means black. Sometimes they will translate it as dark. We can understand why. Have you ever seen an Egyptologist saying that Kem after a name stands for a title? And whenever I say Kem, understand, brothers and sisters, I'm talking about the biliteral. I'm talking about the single glyph that is described either, well, mainly in the consensus of Egyptology, it is described as a piece of charcoal. But Cheikh Diop argued that is, my bad, I made a mistake here. I made a mistake. I'm sorry about this. The consensus of Egyptologists say that it's some crocodile skin. But Cheikh Diop argued that it's a piece of charcoal. You see? So let's presume that the Egyptologists, the majority of Egyptologists in the world, don't feel or don't consider or don't agree that Kem means black or dark. Have you ever seen any PhD saying that Kem after a name stands for a title? Have you ever seen that? Because otherwise, it means that in the whole world of academia, whether it's official or not, whether it's formal training or not, whether it is from institution or universities or not, we basically have two guys in the whole world that make a claim, and we're supposed to accept the claims of the two guys. The world doesn't work like that. Why would we put the hypothesis and personal opinion of two pseudos over the majority of Egyptologists in the world? That will make us groupies. That will make us cult followers. That's what it will make us. So if people want to be, cult followers, it's on them. You know what I'm saying? And then I've been reading a lot of statements. These guys don't understand. This guy he's explaining to him, but he doesn't understand. And he doesn't read the book. I don't give a damn about the toilet paper like book. I don't care about that. We have our brother Chris. Hotep, my brother.
Hotep, Hotep. I see you bringing that Tutmost energy this morning, conquering all your foes. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
What's good
sir,
with you,
man.
brother?
Nah, man. Nothing, man. Just stopping by as always, man. I see you. You starting to grow now. Your name making waves again and stuff like that. So, just stopping by, seeing what's up with you. I saw you up early this morning.
Indeed, this morning I started later than normally. So I arrived early at my place of work, and because I don't always work in the same places, and then I had a little bit of time, and I figured, let me just try to, do a little bit more live stream so I can get to talk with the people, because usually I prefer to talk with, you know, my peers. Usually I prefer to talk with people, that we consider scholars or teachers, particularly
Hmm.
people who deal with the meta nature mainly. But recently I was very, very disappointed. I'm seeing people who have knowledge of the meta nature indeed, but they are pseudos, So I'm like, let me talk to, you know, normal people, and try to help them have some clarity, because oh, I think there's a connection issue. Can you see
No,
me?
no,
Are you
no,
still
no.
there?
I'm turning
Oh
my
yeah.
camera on. I'm just
Okay,
turning my
okay,
camera
great,
on. Go
great.
ahead.
Yeah, but I can really understand, and sometimes us who know the meta nature will fail to keep that in mind. The meta nature, and also it's not with the same script, but still the grammar rules are not the same. But people who don't know the meta nature might anything that they hear about it, they might think, well, it might be true. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So some people are trying to put smoke screen, but once again, you know, um, we will never know everything, but there is a consensus. There is this discipline, and we have the PhDs, we have the experts. So we cannot have just two guys who start making stuff up, for whatever reason, and put the opinion of two guys over all the scholarship. We cannot do that, brother.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. What they have to do is it's sort of like when you guys were arguing the word Kemet, right? Or Kem that was
Mm.
found in a king's name. We
Yes.
don't have to revisit that. But
Mm.
if you're saying, I want to continue to say this, if you're saying that it means something else, first you must demonstrate why the word does
Mm. We don't hear you anymore, brother Chris. Maybe if there's a chance you can change location. Oh, I think he will come back. I think he will come back. But feel free in the meantime, brothers and sisters. It's very easy to get on the panel. You can just click on the link. Even if there's already someone on the panel, we can have a few people. And like I've said before, there it is. Our brother is back. You're
all
back on,
right.
brother. Mm.
Okay, so what I'm saying is if you don't have if you're saying that it means something, if you saying Kemet don't mean Kemet, and the name Kemet or Kem in the cartouche or in a king's name does not mean black, now you have to demonstrate why it doesn't mean that. Then you have to show why the author or the person who did the lexicon got it wrong. And these guys just never do that. They kept saying, "Oh, it don't mean that," and that's it. I keep saying that. That's bad methodology.
You've muted yourself, brother.
Yeah, yeah, no, that
Yes.
was it. I just
Now
want
you're
to let you
unmuted,
go. Yeah, go on top of that.
but
Yeah.
we don't hear you. All right. I think the brother will come back. And yes, indeed. And whatever question they have, um, they can ask those questions to the specialists, to the experts. I mean, they are slick. They are cornered. They're on the rope, so they will ask other questions. It's on them. And I've been saying this pseudoism for more than 10 years. People feel like I have a fixation or personal issue with somebody. I always had an issue with falsehood. You know what I'm saying? When I used to disagree with the lesson of with the lessons of the Nation of Islam, people were like, he hates Farrakhan. I disagree with the teaching of the ideology, the doctrine. You back on, brother?
Okay, sorry about that again. People
No
keep
problem, no
calling my
problem, brother.
phone. Yeah, everybody
Oh,
keeps calling my phone.
you probably have a do not disturb option.
Okay, yeah, I might have to set that,
Mhm.
but
Do you have
uh
Android?
no, I have an iPhone.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So one more time, what ended up happening is I kept seeing these guys tell everybody they're wrong, they're wrong, they're wrong. And what you kept asking, it was a very best basic question that should have been answered. What makes the scholars wrong? And what is your definition
Maybe
for
brother received
Kim?
another phone call. I don't know if you can hear me, but we don't hear any sound anymore. But it doesn't show that you're muted. Yeah. So, um, yeah, they were dancing around the question. You know what I'm saying? But I've been hearing this pseudoism for years. And it is kind of annoying. People making stuff up and acting like it's an established claim. But like I was saying, if some of you disagree with me, get on the panel and let's talk about it. Now, for those who might feel like, okay, we don't see Anthony Howard's face, he's an avatar. He has shown his face plenty of time. You know what I'm saying? And plus, like I said before, he gets a pass because he's been on many different platforms and he also had Zion Lex shook. You know what I'm saying? He definitely won that debate with Zion Lex, and that's a good accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? That's a good accomplishment. You know, so there's not many brothers out there who are not fence riding and not appealing to the Abrahamic narrative. And that's coming from a brother who used to be uh, more or less a Hebrew Israelite, you know. And prior to the debate with Zion Lex, uh, there was a video, some statement made by Anthony Harris, and those are all statements. So he was speaking out against Kemet or Kemetic people, you know what I'm saying? But people can change, people can grow, people can change their opinion, you know what I'm saying? So this was a tactic to try, cause confusion and destabilize. And everybody have the right to, quote somebody, even if it's something that was said a long time ago. But when it was time for the debate, the debate is there. You can see it. You know what I'm saying? I've shared the link. You will find it in the community. When you are on my main channel, um, you have the community link or field, you see? So if you scroll down, you will see it. You know what I'm saying? Or you can type in Chris Harris versus Zion Lex. You know what I'm saying? So let me go through the comments in the meantime. Boom wrote that he can understand Zulu, Kosa, Nyanja, and other southern languages. And Nyanja is seeing us battling like this. So are you from South Africa? Or where are you from, brother? And he also added battling over language, of course. Now, Claude Barton is asking me, do you think it's more important to learn Hebrew or Greek? Um, I would say Greek probably. The Hebrew is mainly useful when it comes to the Abrahamic stuff. But the Greek will surely be more useful because it's the root of a lot of European languages, words, and it's also helpful with the meta nature, you know, because of the Coptic. The Coptic is written with Greek letters, and they added about 7 letters for sounds that did not exist in the Greek language. So I would say Greek. You're back home, brother.
Okay, can I be heard now?
Of course, you can always be heard.
Okay, I had to reset the entire phone. I just reset my phone. StreamYard
Yeah,
is
feel free,
weird when
brother.
it comes to all these devices. But yeah,
No problem.
the bottom line is simply that he has to condition. And what I'm hearing is like what I hear guys do is they'll ask a question by raising a question. I'm like, that's not how you ask questions, because now it becomes a loaded question. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say, no, it means this in this context. You know what I'm saying? And I see one of the gentlemen in the chat, he is saying that right now. And one of the questions he's asking is, he said, Pepe equals builder, Ankh equals life, Chem equals black. Are there any simultaneous meanings for those words depending on the context? Now, that was if there are other meanings for those words. It's up for the person to ask the question to say, here's what this word means here. He never demonstrated that. He never gave a demonstration. He was just saying no, no, no. You understand what I'm saying? He was making an affirmative no stance, but when it came time for him to prove it, I keep saying this, he couldn't do it. It was horrible. It was horrible. And it's just unfair in a basic scholarship. So that's what I was trying to get out one more time.
and and I agree. They were dancing around. At some point, they were like, oh, I don't rule out that it can, it means black, and he can also have other meanings. But they even started trying to talk about, okay, it means black, but not as in the appearance, like it had nothing to do with the color. Then they move into the, well, look at the artifact. Those people are not black, they are reddish brown. But um at one point you can hear me asking the question in the particular artifact that we were looking at. Does chem stand for a title? Do you are you of the opinion that chem stands for a title? And they both said yes. So that settles the argument. You know what I'm saying? So no matter
Right.
whose name it is, because it can be Pepe, can be anybody's name. If you have chem after the name, chem describes the person. It's like an adjective, if you will. So it means the black. You see, and they said it means a title, and it doesn't. Now you see, Boom wrote that he has so many questions for us. Well, if you want to get on the panel, feel free, either now or later on. And he wrote, "I put my money on the Seshu though. I'll admit you and Smash gave some strong pushback though." And it's all good, if you feel like they will be prevented in any argument, but they just made a fool out of themselves. They really embarrassed themselves to claim that he
Yeah.
stands for a title and not being able to say what the title is, you know, and to take 3 hours. I mean, not really both of them, but I think the other guy, the fake linguist, was listening longer than he wanted us to believe, and eventually he's like, I have to save my boy, and when I asked him the question once, he replied yes. Then I asked him the question again because I saw that they were diverting, and I was just about to, and he knew that I was about to ask him what is the title, and he knew that if he was not able to say what the title is, I would tell him the same thing. If it is if you say it's a title, you should be able to tell us what the title is. You see,
Exactly.
so he started talking about your question is not logical and blah blah blah. But he knew what was coming. Because when I first asked him, you know, uh, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are you saying that or are you of the opinion that? And he said, I was just repeating what so and so said. I'm trying not to say their names like that, but that's what he can. That's what he said, so everybody can hear that. But it's all good, if you agree with them, if you cool with them, it's all good. But with all fairness, on that particular debate or argument of whether or not Henry Cam or Pepe Cam or whatever name that is, their claim that it stands for a title is gone. It's just an embarrassment, It's really, really weird. And then we heard some other exotic claims like, Allah is in the Egyptian text, it is cognate. I wrote a book about this. I made lectures about this, what I'm saying? Whoever says that Allah is in the Egyptian text, just show and prove and make the demonstration. But don't tell me buy my book or read my book. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to hear that. So Allah is in the Egyptian text and there were Hebrews in Kemet and those Hebrews were black. I mean, the guy the guy, I can't remember, but if you type Asar, whatever the name he has on my channel, if you know how to look within the channel, or you can type in Ma'at Forever and Asar, he Garfield played that. He showed several artifacts, several depictions where you can clearly see the phenotype of these Asiatics, of these Amu, of these Canaanite, of these Hekachasut or Ixos. And he said those are what you will consider white folks. You see? And I made a video talking about that. And I said, okay, he's growing now. He has changed his stance. All that to do what? To come back to his yes, yeah, they were black and blah blah blah. And if you go by the one drop rule or whatever, I don't want to hear all that. I'm asking you, were they black? He said yes, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, come on, man. We know this was a Nubian culture. It was. A lot of it come out of Nubia, right? We ain't got to be stupid with this. We go into Taseti, Waseti. We go to the Mountain of the Moon. We go to these places, and it's just almost like, what are y'all red people? What in the hell are red people? Is this where we at now? This is some agent shit. You know what I'm saying? This is agent stuff. Like, I'm gonna say something so ambiguous that it'll have everybody on there arguing. And I wanna give a little pushback to our brother in the chat. I think he's saying that he'll put his money on Sesh, or I'm thinking he's speaking about the
Yes, yes, that's
oh,
them. It's the name of
okay,
their
cool.
channel. Yes, thank
Well,
you.
I want to let him know in his book, Sesh Medunetter, he plagiarized Mbongi. He plagiarized it. He plagiarized so much of it. And a lot of the stuff, I think, because I'm not the linguist here, a lot of stuff was it Mbongi, he said was illegitimate. You see what I'm saying? I think, if I'm correct, am I correct, Brother Shaka, that Mbongi was not a linguist?
Well, I don't remember all the conversation. I remember that. What's the guy's name? He's from France. Well, he's French speaker anyway. Maybe it's him. I don't know if it's
Mm-hmm.
Mboli, I think.
Mbongi, yeah,
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 I
yeah,
heard. I
yeah.
heard that he was not a linguist, but with those guys, everybody's a linguist. Everybody's an expert specialist. And everybody's a
Yeah, as long as they put some MetaNet in a book and publish it on Creative Space, yeah, they linguists
yeah,
now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just
But Mhm. But yes, there's a lot of as demonstrating in the videos addressing the matter. There's a lot of plagiarism, a lot of plagiarism. And it's just a shame. It's just a shame. And when I scroll through their response, of course I did not listen to all of it. I mean, I want to keep my sanity. Just for the record, Garfield, he first played the conversation with Smash Rockwell, myself, and the pseudo guy, and and of course the fake linguist. And then
Mhm.
Garfield had another live stream. The fake linguist wasn't there, but the other pseudo guy was there. Smash Rockwell came through, and I was there. And I saw a comment from the fake linguist who wrote, "That hurt my brain cells, but I don't know how much brain cells you have. I mean, come clean and just say you were wrong, and I say keep it moving." But that was just for the record. But there's a fair bit of plagiarism, and when I heard their reply about the accusation of plagiarism, because Reggie and Netaneb mentioned a particular page, they were saying like from the first page there's some error. I remember the fake linguist saying, well, if you look at the book, it's not even page one, it's the introduction. So those guys have comprehension issues. And I'm like, you guys are being accused of plagiarizing a book. And because they say from the first page, but it doesn't say page number one, but it's an intro, you want to dance somebody? No, no, that's the best you can do? For
That's the
real?
best they can get. No, no, brother Shaka. That is the best they can do. It
Yeah.
is. That's the best they can do. I've
Oh, man.
learned when you're dealing with those. See, here's what many people don't know. Many of these guys are ex-Nuwapians, right? And the Nuwapians, such as Dr. York and people like what's his name? The guy that just got thrown in jail, Brother Polite. They
No, he's
say
not in
that they,
jail. He's not in jail. He's accused, but
yeah,
as far
he's
as I know, he's free. Yeah,
accused,
yes, yes.
right? The thing that happens is this: they write all these books. They're not published. They never hired an editor to cross check and fact check the things that are in the book that can get them in trouble. They just put them out there. They're building them up on creative space and they throw a bunch of books out there. And it's almost like they give you credibility. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of books out there and stuff like that. And when you question them on their book, they get very arrogant. It's just like the brother was doing against you, who wrote the Session Medunetta book. He was getting very offended because he was like, hey, well, I have a book. Who are you all? That's a illogical fallacy to ask me a question. Okay, so what's the definition? It goes right back to it like, what's the definition, man? And I don't have to answer that. That's fallacious. Like, what's the definition, man? Like, I wouldn't have answered anything else, any word. I would have let him talk, 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 talk. I'd have been like, what's the definition, man? If you don't have a definition and you can't demonstrate why Kim don't mean black or Kim don't mean black people, and why is this king identifying with black, what's the definition? And give us a demonstration. And please tell us how this linguist got it wrong. Please.
See,
You
look at
know.
this, brother Chris. Look at this. Boom writes, okay, because we have Pepe, which might be mean builder, Unc, which probably means life, and Cam, which probably means life. So then he proposes, would it mean the dark life of the builder? Brother, even if you are at this point anonymous and unidentified, I will advise you not to make a fool of yourself, to try to give some legitimacy to those guys' claims. We have grammar books, we have dictionaries, we have experts in the field. This thing they're trying to push is just
Yeah.
wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that's reaching. And why do you ask me? Ask them. They're the one that argue that when you have a name followed by Chem, I mean, yes, followed by Chem, it doesn't stand. It stands for a title. They're the one who argue that. And this little question that they kept asking, how do you determine that? Blah blah. They need to ask that to the experts, to the PhD. They need to challenge the experts to or the PhDs. This is smoke screen. Smoke
Right.
screen. I mean, it's common sense.
Well,
If you argue
once
it's a title, what is the title? If you cannot say what the title is, you cannot argue that it's a title. And that
well
goes with
that's
a language.
like I said earlier, said is he's asking a question with a presupposition. And he's already stated what the words mean, but he reiterates the question by raising a question. That is completely fallacious. It is just fallacious how he just did that. And it's not an insult. It's just that we don't know how to ask each other questions. And a direct question is the best question. And if you disagree with the word Kemet, all you have to do is come on here and give a demonstration on why Kemet don't mean black. That's all you have to do. Stop
And you
asking
see,
questions, become a scholar.
and you see here, then he adds, how do the expert explain that name? Ask the expert. It's that simple. And I said that when I was on Garfield's channel. That question is for the experts. You know what I'm saying? This is a smoke screen they're trying to do. Now, no, we don't get it wrong, but we can clearly see that you're trying to push their claim. Let them demonstrate. Let them show and prove their claim. Let them make a proper argument about their claim. Claiming that it stands for a title and not being able to say what the title is just embarrassing. You know, we have Per Ankh in the place to be. Greetings to you. But anyway, brothers, I'm going to let Brother Chris make his closing remarks, and I'm going to return to work. But you are all welcome, brothers and sisters, all of you, even the people who don't like me, even the people who hate me. As long as we're respectful, you have the right to have a different opinion than mine. But on this issue, feel free to ask. Okay, and I prefer that, like you are free to do whatever you want. I'm not giving any orders. This was just an advice. But the brother Boom wrote, I'll ask the expert. I was here to watch and ask questions. If you want to get hyped up, that's on. No, we are not hyped up about you. Maybe it sounds like it, but I don't want you to have that impression. I really want to stress out that those pseudos are sending people that believe in their claims or that believe in them or appreciate them, and they send them to try to push this claim. But this is their claims. They need
Right,
to make the
right.
demonstration.
No,
It's
no,
it's
brother Shaka,
cowardly.
Shaka.
Yeah,
No, brother
yeah.
Shaka, don't do that. Here's what we're gonna say. It's a presupposition. He's got his own motive right now. They keep asking questions. It has to be this. Can you please demonstrate why the word chem does or chemet doesn't mean black? You don't have to defend it. He's putting his money on that they're right. Okay, please come and give a demonstration on Brother Shaka's show, Ma'at Forever, on why Kemet doesn't mean black. Because I'm going to ask the one gentleman as we close out here, what in the hell is a Nile Valley Hebrew? I ain't never heard nothing so silly in my life. So with that being said, Brother Shaka, stop defending the scholarship. Make them define what Kemet means and make them show a methodology. You don't have to defend anything. The consensus says Kemet means black. It's just that simple. It's game over. That's called a game over.
And I mean, we might suspect, I wonder, maybe that person might be someone that we know, but it is what it is. But uh indeed, it is strange to ask questions like, what does this mean, and so on. Why don't you ask them what is the title? And why would you put money on them if you have to ask us question about the issue? But what I want to show here, that's why sometimes I don't like to reply on comments. And I will share so everybody can see the exchange. Okay. So this is the video that I did yesterday with NetherName. I'm going to share the screen. We've lost Chris. I don't know if it's um, connection issue, but Boom Road is a presupposition. That's cool. I'm fine with that answer. Now, let me show you, brothers. So here, NetherNet comes through. So if I see NetherNet comes through, stream live 14 hours ago. Now, Truth Finder asked, why do you need to learn any Euro? No, let me make it louder. Why do you need to learn Euro languages to learn Mother Nature? Now, for the record, this is not what we said must be done. We're talking about the Egyptology studies. And I was stating that in the University of Geneva, Switzerland, they encourage people to learn foreign languages, but they say it's not an obligation, for lack of better words. Other universities will require you to learn some, um, they will require you to learn some foreign languages like German, French, maybe Italian, you see? So my reply was because major studies are done in those languages, French, German, French. And I put, you know, salut, ça va? Ouais, je suis en train de... And here's the reply. He wrote, okay, I get that, but it still doesn't make sense to me. Is it that the teachers are European and it's easier for them? Or is it that the ancient languages are connected to European languages? So now we're moving to somewhere else. This is a requirement from some universities. If you feel like it doesn't make sense to them, then feel free to tell those universities that they don't make sense. That's just how it is, you know. My answer might not be good enough. I can live with that. But we're really going into circle. Once again, I don't want nobody to feel that I said if you want to learn the Mother Nature, you have to know French, German, Italian, or any other languages. I was talking about the study of Egyptology for a degree at a university. I hope that's clear. So here we have Boom who wrote, I literally don't know anything. I can't imply anything like the rest of you. You shall have a bigger burden than someone in the chat. You are all the ones making claims. I'm not making claims. What we're saying is something established by the consensus of the experts in Egyptology, the PhDs. They are the one making the claims. They are the one who are not able to substantiate their claims, you know. And you have the right to agree with them, it's fine. But let's be fair. They stated, well, one of them particularly said that he cannot tell us what the title is. So if he cannot tell us what the title is, he should not claim that it stands for a title. Because if it stands for a title, you should be able to say what the title is. You see? Who will judge? Who will be the authoritative figures or individuals to state, okay, that's more likely this or more likely that. If we need standard, then we should consult the specialists, the experts, or else. Now, that's why my comment had a question mark at the end. Yeah, but all we get is questions. First, they make claim. When we want them to show and prove their claim, they cannot show and prove, so they ask 10,000 questions. So now it feels like we're the ones supposed to answer questions when they are the one who's supposed to substantiate their claims. And it took 3 hours and 45 minutes for someone to say at the end, well, I cannot show that it's a title, just like you cannot show that Chem stands for color. So at the end, he ultimately admitted it, that he's not able to substantiate his claim. So, and here's some other questions. See, why don't you ask them questions? Oh, man. Now, I will really have to go after that one, okay? Because people are going to say, oh, you ran. I have to go to work. So when you say go and ask the experts, why not recommend an expert instead of chastise me? I'm not chastising you. I don't want you to take it that way. If you are sincere, and you want to really get to the bottom of this, I propose that you get on a panel, you know. Now, if you want to know which experts, okay, he added I was simply asking a question, not pushing any knowledge. Why are you all YouTubers 15 years old mentality? So now you want to get slick now. Now you want to get slick and disrespectful. All right, no problem. Well, for whoever might wonder which experts to ask, feel free. Go online, type in a university, type in university and Egyptology because not university have studies of Egyptology. And then once you find a university with a study of Egyptology, choose any scholar of your choice. If you want, send a message to all the people who study Egyptology or teach Egyptology. And you can do that with several universities and ask them the question. Ask them any question for that matter and see what their response is. It's very easy to ask the expert. You know, many of them will take time to answer you. Some will not answer you, but a few will answer you. You understand what I'm saying? And if you want, you can share the discussion. But it might be best not to share the discussion because when we hear the exotic claims, they might feel like, I'm going to waste my time answering to that person. You know? So in the meantime, because of that statement, I'm going to put you on what some people call black ice. You see? You're acting like you really genuinely wanted to have a discussion, but here you express the real sentiment that you had towards us, So you have the right to be pseudo. You have the right to follow pseudos. It's all good. But let's just try to keep it respectful. We don't even need to go there. If you didn't make that statement, you could have come back another time. You will come back anyway another time. But you will use another username. And I say, that's fine. I'm used to that. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? So Chris wrote, brother, you are guilty of the plurinum interrogationum fallacy. And it's showing your ineptitude in deducing arguments, So, okay, you were harsh first. You took my question as an implication. Okay, we were the aggressors. We were the aggressors. We were guilty of being harsh. So we have to be soft. We have to be soft, apparently. So thank you very much for coming in, including you, Boom. It's just a shame you ended that way. But you are free to create another username. Maybe you already have 5 usernames ready, but you can create another username and then come back. But for that statement, that 15-year-old stuff, I'm saying, it's not necessary. So thank you for being there. Stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to by the next channel, I will definitely holler back at you. Hotep.